Hello everyone. Been an interesting weekend because of the old Artemis and whatnot. But I thought I'd just do a little indulgence of my other hobby. There's a website I go to quite often called Fark.com. It's a news aggregator website. And just, it clicks up all the links. I've been coming here for Christ, decades. Proper decades. Can't remember when when did I start? Where's my profile? When did I join? 2005. Christ, it's been 20 years. Better obscure that one out. Put that in, remind myself to get with that. So anyway, I been frequenting this site, and recently I went through a proper slew of, and that's why I didn't do anything on that one. Went to 2005, I joined that, and I started doing Photoshops, and I was always interested in doing the Photoshop things because, get your skills up and what have you. And this was basically a good place to start. And they do these competitions. There's no real prize. I mean, I think you get a month subscription to UltraFark free, which is fantastic because you get to see things early, you get to enter Photoshop contests early. So what I'm going to do with this one, this is basically they give you a base image. There you go. Do something funny and whimsical with that. So what I'm going to do, there's already been a few entries. It's already been put up as Jesus, various other things, inappropriate images with the back of Donald Trump's head. But I'm going to go for the classic, which is involve a cartoon character. Obviously this is, I don't know, will you open? Are you not going to open my... Try that one. That going to work? Yes, there we go. So there's Mr. Elmer Fudd. Be very, very quiet. I'm hunting rabbits. So, I'm going to do, I'm going to leave that for the minute. Unlock it by double clicking on the background. Zooming in. Now, this isn't a fantastically high definition because I leached this off a Google thumbnail of a YouTube video. And they're never fantastic. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly Photoshop all this out. And I don't need all of him because I like my Photoshop things to be subtle. So I'm going to get rid of the outline. And what will happen is there is something you do called the magic wand. And if you just click on that whole thing, it does that, which is okay for a quick job. But I find the edges to be a little bit jagged. I'm just deleting these extra bits here. There you go. But for this purpose, I think it'll be okay. Because like I say, I'm not going... what am I doing? I'm not going full image. I think subtlety in comedy. Because I like doing comedy. I like doing subtle. This is going to be very, very quick. Very, very quick indeed. And I don't need to be smooth. But what I can do, if I zoom in, holding down Alt and scrolling up, bring this down, get that down a touch. Now what you can do, if you want lines, hold down Shift. And what it does is it makes a line from the last click point, rather than you trying to drag all the way around, and if you get it wrong you have to Control and Z and get it all back up. If you just go click, click, just remember where you're starting from. See, that's not too bad. And like I said, I'm not going to go get rid of these bits too bad because I think that might be all I need. Let me come up this end, he says as he immediately does the thing. He says, oh no, I'm not doing it that way, so I'll do it anyway. So how's everybody's Zombie Jesus weekend going? Get that across the top there. Again, I'm not too concerned. I'm doing this just for the sake of doing it. Let me get my size down a touch. See, Control Z, you missed the line. I can be a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to the amount of times I've done an entry and I've gone back and asked them to delete it because I forgot a shadow or something. Right, so that's fine. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to drag that out, highlight it, bring it back in here. Right, so there, he's in the main picture now. Don't worry about that one. And then I'm going to bring him down, make him a touch bigger. But that's no good. So what I'm going to do is filter, no, hang on, getting back into spot. Filter, blur. Gaussian blur is the best control I've found. But that's too blurry. Is that okay? And what I'll do is if I just quickly give him a little bit of... No, I want to bring him down a bit. There you go. But I'm not keen on that blue leaching through there. So if I adjustments, give the colour balance down. I want to reduce the blue on that part, but I can't. That's annoying. What I might do is, where's my burn? Burn. Don't want it that big. That's still not fantastic. So what I'll do is bring that down. That's not good either. It's amazing the difference. I learned a bit about colours. Okay, it's a bit of a geeky thing, but where I work, it's a building firm. It's a bit, we sell building stuff. We used to have a paint mixing machine, and anybody who's done that will know that there was a massive difference between 27 different shades of white. And once you get into it, you realise, and you'll spot the differences. That's not going well at all. Get me that colour. Like I said, it's out of focus, so it's not really going to matter. But again, when you're doing Photoshops, I'm terrible. I'm quite bad at. I think I'm going to get rid of all of that. Control Alt. Do you know, if that nondescript, I don't think I'll bother. You do really tend to start to see subtle differences, even if they're really marginal. That actually might be better because it's more, actually no, because it needs to be a midpoint of blur between the trees behind. I'll tell you why that's not working. There you go. And what's in front. But I think, have I got the original? Because I'd like to have. So what you have to do now is open a smart object, get the Elmer FUD back up, because you can't open the same instance of the same picture. But what I'll do is, if I get the gun, just the barrel, copy, drag that over, that's fine, get rid of that, new. So I just realised you can't see, because with OBS being what it is, you can't actually see. Okay, that's almost inappropriate, but I'll leave it. You can't see each individual window, because every time you open up a window, it thinks OBS thinks it's a specific object. I'm just going to make that sharp. Shift. I want. Get rid of the main. Right. So I do. I'm not going to say professional. I have a friend who I used to work with. Now he's had to go and look after his dad's business because his father very sadly passed away. So he's basically self-employed, but he's not very tech savvy. He's younger than me, not tech savvy, can't do Photoshop. But he has asked me to do his media for him, which is basically the artwork for business cards is things like that. So, and it takes a bit of. Are you going to work? Are you going to work? Gaussian. I want Gaussian. Got to stop doing that one. Blah. Right, you're going to apply the same amount? No, you're not, are you? Need a tiny bit of detail on that. That'll do. Okay, that's fine. That'll do. I'm happy with that. Yeah. So he's asked me, and it's a mixture of. I don't use Word. I use LibreOffice, which is a free variant. And it's one of those things that it's like using GIMP. If you're not used to GIMP, then it's a struggle and it's a burden, because I'm self-trained on Photoshop and I basically know what all the buttons do. Like save as, change that as PSD. Save. Yes, again you can't see these windows. Okay, so I'm going to minimise that. I'm not going to get rid of that. Oh, by the way, apparently GTA 5 online is being booked. So I'm going to go into be very, very quiet. Yes, somebody already gets political. So let me open up a window. So window capture. That one. There you go. So this is the website. Okay. So I'm going to scan down here. So this is what people have already done. Bondi, Trump. There's the life of Brian, not mine. Well done you. So I'm just going to insert mine in here. So ignore anything else you see on this image. I'm going to blur some stuff out because I thought something might not be safe for. No, okay, you can't see it. That's absolutely fine. I know it's one or two images that aren't safe for work there, but it's purely professional. Check that in. Enable. Always enable voting. And add. So, yeah, so that's... Remember when I used to call myself Stance? That was quite some time ago. Yes, so that's my entry into the Photoshop contest. If so, I get us on, I'll let you know. Okay, that's a very short one. Again, thanks very much for watching. It's Photoshop is fun, but it is a very steep learning curve. I'm trying to get into Inkscape. Is it Inkscape? Let me quickly bring, because I don't think you'll see that one. No, don't want that. It's... Yes, Inkscape. Oh, everything's gone. Everything's gone. Where's everything gone? There we go. Trying to get into Inkscape. So it's something else I'll have to train myself, because I've got a lot of free time when I'm not working and being awesome and debunking idiots on the internet. Okay, thanks very much for watching. That was a very short one. I'll see you later. Bye bye. And stop.